try 372. So I want to infect it with the PUP. So I want to download this file in my Windows machine. So let me get the instructions open in Windows and do that. All right. So don't think I need a command line for this. All I need is a browser. Okay. And it's 372. Oops, the projects. Oops, not that, the projects. All right. All right, 372. I need this malware. Oh, I'm going to need to get rid of Windows Defender. Let's do that first. Defender. Windows Defender virus and threat protection. I need to make scan allowed threats. There we go. Allowed threats, which I've allowed to run. Privacy settings. How do I add an allowed threat? No threats. Must be a configuration or something. Manage settings?
Yeah.
Well, if I turn it off, it'll just come back on, though. I want to be able to find exceptions. Real-time protection, cloud delivered, automatic sample, tamper protection, control, exclusions. There we go. This is what I want. Good. Oh, I already have excluded C. Good. Okay, so we're good. So this is not going to do anything to block my malware. Good. And so now I'll download this thing. All right, extract all. Extract. The password is malware. It's not listening to me. All right, malware. Okay, good. Now, okay. Run pup4.exe as administrator. Okay, so go in here, and there it is, run that as administrator. Okay. All right, move the pup4 message to the root of C. So I should have this P, here's C, okay. So take that and put it there. Okay, and now delete everything. Yeah, they hid the delete just to irritate us. Delete. And this too. All right, then empty the recycle bin and restart the machine, and theoretically it's now infected. And they remove, good, all right, there's empty recycle bin anyway, good. All right. Now,
You just want the outputs?
What's that?
You just want the outputs?
I just want the output? I don't know what you're doing.
The malware?
The output of the malware, you say?
After you run the malware, right?
It should automatically run, yeah, because when I ran the script.
So you just want to see the message?
Yeah. We want to see that it's working, yeah. And you have to have the message anyway for it to, because Velociraptor is going to look for that message. So I'm going to restart here. All right. Yeah. Now, what was my plan today? It was 372, I think, right? Well, it's supposed to be 373, but maybe it'll be 372 anyway. I'm not. Yeah, 372 is what I wanted to demonstrate anyway. That's good. I don't think we'll get to 373, but 372 is pretty exciting. This thing is a little bit slow to boot up, but you can't have everything.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble getting Windows onto like one of my machines, and it's like long and complicated. So I was just like wondering, is the lab going to be available sometime?
People use it at night. But like after class, Monday through Thursday, people are often here, but I can't guarantee it. But I can let you in. I'm here for if you want to use it at night, I'm here at 6.
Okay,
I can let you in any Monday through Thursday.
okay. that's
Good?
cool.
Just let me know. Yeah. Good. And it's just, all the machines are just sitting there. Yeah. All right. And I don't see any questions in Twitch. Haven't seen any all night, so I don't know if anybody's watching. But anyway, the chat is hidden. Uh-oh. Well, now it's appearing, but there's nothing in there anyway. But okay. Good. Anyway, theoretically, this thing is starting. I guess we didn't have the
It's a
class.
local window, right?
Yeah, that's the local window. It's you need this weird thing called UTM, which is like it is the emulator that runs virtual Windows 10 on the ARM. For some reason, you don't use VMware. I just found a blog that said how to get Windows 11 running on the ARM, and this UTM thing. Technically, the UTM can emulate other things like x86, but in practice, it doesn't seem to work very well. But it works fine to run ARM Windows on the ARM host. I wonder if VMware would work. But anyway, I haven't tried it. UTM is a little bit slow. It's hard to set up too. One thing irritating about UTM is that when you are installing the operating system, there is no networking at all. And the Windows 11 installer demands that you create a Windows Cloud account. So you can't install it with no networking. So you've got a catch-22. So what you have to do is during installation, you have to press Alt F10 to get a system command prompt and then execute an OOBE command to change the out-of-box experience to let you make a local account. And then you can do it, which is good anyway. Now I don't have to be using a stupid Windows Live account to log in all the time, which is what they want. Now I just have an old-fashioned student password account, which is nice. But I had to Google, how to do that. That was the only trick. And then once you get it installed, you install a local agent that creates the networking, whatever the equivalent is of VMware tools in this UTM thing. So looks like, yeah, it looks like it started. Okay. And now we should see that box pop up. And as I remember last time I was here, I tried to demonstrate this and failed. The problem was the command I couldn't make run was not going to work in the latest version of Velociraptor. So I changed the instructions to say use the old version. In Velociraptor 6.3, they changed how regular expressions are used. And as far as I can tell, they broke them so they don't work anymore. All right. I think you put it in the Programs x86 folder. Uh-oh. If that's true, then it won't launch. Let's see. This PC, I may have missed. This PC, C. Well, you're right. Well, then that's no good. Let's go in there. And why, there it is. Why, thank you. You have a good eye. So it needs to be here. Continue. Now it's where it should be. All right. And I could restart the machine again, but I think I'm just going to run it manually. I think that will get us to what we need, and we don't have to wait for that slow boot up. So run. There we go. I think that'll work. We'll see. All right, so then now I've got Velociraptor running, and now I should be able to do the project, and it might run pretty smoothly, and I don't have to use a virtual machine for it. So anyway, now we're going to connect to the client. We've done that. So first thing we're going to try is auto runs. So that's here. Auto runs, Windows, sysinternals, auto runs. All right, and I think we did this before. If you run auto runs without specifying anything more, you'll get a very long list, like 1,600 auto runs. And then you have to hunt through it and find the ones that are not signed, and you can get a clue. So it's 1,300 files. So I think I won't bother. Well, actually, on this, since I'm on the Mac, I should be able to do it pretty easily. So if I go there and I go to the results and uploaded files, results, is it? All right, it's here. I can download the CSV. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Yep, that's JSON. Okay, I don't want the JSON. I want the CSV. Is this one? Yeah, that's the CSV. So I throw that in downloads. And now I should be able to open it here. It should launch in some kind of Mac default spreadsheet, and there it is. And now, over here, I'll see the description of it and the name of the company, and you can sort through this. And anyway, we looked at this last time, and if you find the ones that are not, that don't have the name of a company, that makes them suspicious. And there's the company. So you can sort by company. And anyway, eventually we found the suspicious one was the one with the name PUP. I'm not going to struggle with it much. There's one called PUP, which you might be able to find here by starting for suspicious things. And this is launching from the run key. It doesn't have a company name. And another thing is you can see it's loading from the root of C, which is another really suspicious thing. There shouldn't be any software loaded just directly in the root of C. So it's possible to somewhat narrow down on it here. And now you know the suspicious process contains the word PUP. So that's the first bit of the, let's see, I got to get rid of this. That's the first bit of the search. All right, and so you can find the run key that launched it. And now to get the exe, we use PS list, and we can narrow it down because we know that the process contains the word PUP. So PS list, Windows. And if I go to parameters, I have a process regex. And because I'm using the older version, these regexes are pretty simple. I can just put in PUP, and it will find anything that includes the word PUP. In the later versions, they've turned it into full Linux regexes, and they're mind-boggling, and I cannot figure out how to make them work. Because when it runs them on Windows, it fouls up the backslashes or something, and I can't figure out how to make anything work. Anyway, the old version just lets me put in one word, and it will match that word. So I got one answer, and now I've got the pup4 message, and I've got its hash values. So I could run it in VirusTotal. And I remember I did that last time, and there were a couple of generic indicators saying this thing is using some fishy PowerShell commands, which it is, of course. I wrote this thing, and I just used some PowerShell commands to create a registry key, and that is a little bit suspicious. So anyway, you can get the MD5 hash, and then you can get the Windows triage process memory. So that's here. Like memory is probably enough. Windows triage process memory. And again, I got to tell it which process. By default, it will look for Notepad, and that's no good. I want to look for processes named PUP and launch that. And it's, yep, there it is. It found, I think, yep, and so I go to uploaded files, and there's the memory file. So I can just download it, and then I can just open it. And I can open it in HexFiend, which I hope I have on this machine. If not, I'll put it on here. Somehow my downloads folder is not appearing anywhere. All right, let's go here. All right. Now, let's see if I have HexFiend. I do. Oh, good. I'll just open it there. Open. Downloads. Dump. All right. Good. And now I can prove that this is the interesting file by just finding the word pwned in it. PW. It's not listening to me. Oh, text. Okay. There. I'm looking for the word pwned. And when I go to next, it doesn't find it because it is in Microsoft 16-bit Unicode. So I have to have a null byte after each ASCII byte. That's the way Microsoft will spell out the word pwned in a Microsoft file, executable. And now you find your machine is pwned. So now I have proven that this executable is the one making the irritating pop-up box. right? And now I want to run Yara. That's why I say this is the one where you have to use the old version. And so I want to look for all the EXEs on the box for the word pwned in that Microsoft wide format, 16 bits per character. So this is Windows Detection Yara, NTFS. So it's Yara, Windows Detection Yara, NTFS. And the NTFS tells you it's going to directly access the file system like we were talking about earlier by going right to the master file table instead of going through the normal Windows processes, which means it can easily find every file and it means it will run much faster. I tried using the built-in Windows utilities to search for a string on the disk and I waited like 12 hours and it didn't finish. This can look at every file on the disk in like 2 minutes. It is much better than Microsoft built-in tools. So here's where the regex is kind of a problem. It wants a folder, and this is the end of the file. But to do it on, all I want to look at is EXEs. So I can just remove everything and put in EXE dollars, and it will just use every file name that ends in EXE. You cannot do this in later versions. It wants something in for the path, and I can't figure out what it wants. This will now look for every EXE on the box, and I got to tell it what to look for, which is down here. Here's the rule. This test rule is going to do something like detect portable executables, and I don't want any of that. I want a simple rule, wide pwned. That will just look for that string in 16-bit Unicode, nothing else. And that will take a couple of minutes, but not too long. And it's good to look in the log to see if it crashes. And when I tried to do it the latest version, I would go to the log and it would tell me the syntax is wrong, your regex is wrong, the folder is empty, and I went around until I just gave up and went back to the older version. But now it's working. See, it accepted my commands, it understood the rule, now it's scanning files, and see, it couldn't get this file through the Windows file system, so it's using the accessor to go directly through the MFT, which is what it does. And it's already done 63. There will be a couple hundred of these. And it's found one hit, which is the only hit it's going to find. In fact, it's already done. Wow, that was fast. Okay, it's already done. The only hit was PUP4 message. So there is no other file on the box that contains that string. So now I have got some reasonable confidence that I do not need to clean any other file off the box to clean it. And now you should be able to do remediation. I'll be interested to see if this worked because remediation did not work when I did it. So task kill. Yara does have remediation. If you go here, I think this is it. No, that's not it. Is it this? No. All right. Oh, I've done something bad. Go back. Admin. Somewhere there is a shell. Let's see if my instructions are any use. Click the I. Launch these commands. Okay. Home, show all, client ID shell. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Home. Show all. Client ID shell. There it is. Okay, theoretically, you can run commands here. So if I run like ifconfig, I can launch it. And then if I hit the I should see the results, but I don't see the results, which is not good. What does this do? Nothing useful. I'm not loving this. And the fact that I can't even see, well, there, I should see the results, but I don't only see the results. Launch. Oh, it's ipconfig, that's why. Let's try that using the right command. Maybe it'll work if I give it a good command. Which means standard error is not being redirected, just standard output. No. I still can't see any responses. That's trouble.
Top.
You see it somewhere?
Top.
Where? Up here?
IP is the top one.
I know. Oh, it's the top one. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Thank you. Now I can actually see result. Good. Okay. Well, now I can do something. Good. Then I can tell if these commands are working. This is good. So this should kill the task. This should get rid of the box. So let's go take a look at the desktop of the Windows machine. There's the box. So this task kill should get rid of that box. Let's see if that works. So I have the task kill command is there. Oops, I'm missing the Control A should get me to the start. Then T there. Task kill. Okay. I launch and I hit the I. There doesn't seem to be any reply, which probably means there was an error message. And it did not. That's what I thought. It doesn't work. These commands don't seem to be able to work in the remediative shell there. They'll work if you run them locally to clean the malware off. But as far as I can tell, although this shell thing is here, it doesn't let you do much. You cannot actually clean the malware off this way. Anyway, I wondered if that would be different under these conditions, but it's not. So the real remediation is you have to go do these on the box directly for right now. If you had a domain controller, you could push out a executable and run it to clean off the malware, and that would be the way to do it.
Velociraptor is just a remote control to clean up the box.
Well, they offer this option, but it doesn't seem to work. And when I read their blogs, they're kind of worried about this, and they're trying to put limitations in it so you can't use it for evil purposes.
You run Velociraptor at the server level, right? So it's like controlling the client.
That's right. The client agent is running as administrator. In principle, the client agent could be doing this. In practice, they're trying to put like some safety features in Velociraptor, so there's limitations in what you can do. And they're arguing, because they don't want people to use Velociraptor like Metasploit to take over boxes. And if they had this feature, you could use it that way. And so they're trying to decide. And evidently, some safety feature is preventing this. So,
how big is a Velociraptor?
What's that?
How big is a Velociraptor?
Oh, it's very small. And you can see it right here. If I just do ls minus l, you see it is, let's do ls minus lh. There, it's 44 megs. So kind of big for like a Trojan, but not impossible.
But it's hook up all those other tools, Yala and all those.
Yes,
other tools.
that's right. It includes all that stuff. And so, I mean, you could make something much smaller. If you made Metasploit malware, it would only be a few K. So, I mean, it's not, in its current format, it's not incredibly useful, but it could be used as an attack tool if you wanted to, and then they would get a bad reputation, and then antivirus would start blocking it, and that would kind of mess up their whole deal. So they're trying to avoid being used for evil. And so I think that's why these remediation tools don't work. Anyway, let me stop this recording. That's what I wanted to show you. And I'm very happy I can do this with local machines. That's pretty cool.